I got a couple things that I want to discuss with you and share with you. We are going back up to the white birch. We need to discuss the little squeaky, screechy vocals that I had going on back in there. See. I'm going to debunk both the squeaky tree and the bird theory that there were quite a few of you thinking that's what this was, right? There were times where there was absolutely no wind. No wind, trees are not moving. They're still as can be, and these vocals continue. When the breeze actually picked up back in there, it stayed fairly quiet, right? And I think because whatever this was couldn't hear me or couldn't hear... I mentioned it in a couple of my previous videos. When it's windy, things just stay put. They don't make a noise. They just kind of stay still. It's the way it is out there in the trees. It's the way it is out there in nature. This thing stayed with me the whole entire time from the moment I got out of the truck and slammed my truck door before I even turned my camera on. And there was no wind. So I'm debunking the wind in the squeaky tree. I'm throwing that one out the window. Number two, no birds, right? I heard two birds that I figured were two birds. One was a raven and the other one was a goose. And I actually saw the goose fly over. And this little, whatever this is, and I may have captured what was making all the noise. I may have captured the culprit. I'm not 100% sure if this was the one that was making the squeaky, scratchy, crazy sounds. I don't know 100% sure, but it's in my glasses, right? And it was coinciding with the noises. There was a few comments, and I had to remove a few just so that you know. There's always ones coming in to sow their seeds of doubt, right? They come onto the channel and they got to throw in these little things, and they're planting seeds. They're trying to plant seeds. I get it, right? I get that. I've been doing this long enough to see the patterns. It's obvious to the majority of us, but they show up, right? And then there are some that are just blatant, rude, inconsiderate, and they come onto the channel and they're trying to tell me what I experienced out there. They're trying to tell me what I heard with my own ears. I don't know where the arrogance comes from or the self-centeredness of these individuals, but it's there, right? They are there. But you know what? The majority of my subscribers, amazing, wonderful people, and I appreciate you guys. I can't do this without your support and your belief in what's going on here and your belief in what I'm doing and what I'm experiencing out there. I can't do it without you, right? So, you have these bad apples in whatever form, but 2 or 3 bad apples in a large box of apples doesn't make the whole box bad, right? It don't. And but yeah, so they're trying to tell me what I'm hearing. Consider that what you're experiencing, what I'm able to share with you and what I'm able to show with you, you're only getting 50-60% of all that's going on there. 50% of the audio, 50% of the video. I can't give you what I'm sensing and what I'm feeling and what I know to be true out there. This is real time, right? That's why I don't get these people who do this, because I'm there. I'm there. I'm not sure if they're watching from their apartment building and their big screen TV and maybe they've watched enough Sasquatch and Bigfoot videos and channels that they think they know. But you don't truly know until you're out there and you experience this real time and have actually had an encounter or Bigfoot experience and been with them and have them come to you and be around you. Can you understand this completely, right? But they do. They decide they're going to tell me what's happening out there. I mean, like I say, I've been doing this long enough to understand that they're there. Again, consider that this is real time for me. Imagine yourself standing in the middle of a forest where there's no humans and the Sasquatch coming to you. They're there. You hear them. You hear the footfalls. You hear the vocals. You hear tree snaps. You hear wood knocks. The energy picks up. The vibration in the air vibrates. They're here. And thinking about, details, you're too busy focusing on breathing, on your actual breathing, and keeping still, and also listening, because you hear the vocal coming ahead of you, and all of a sudden you hear a tree snap behind you. What do? So I just stay focused on my task at hand, right? My task was to get the gifting bowl set up, get it all fixed, get it all tied down, get the gifts in there. Before, you're also considering, like, I'm there, and I'm thinking the weather, the rain, I've got to get this up before we might get some more rain. I think people are very used to seeing these script type produced film and documentaries and videos out there, very scripted. They have people editing their videos for them. They have all kinds of stuff going on. I'm alone here, right? I'm doing this all alone. And this is as it's happening and as it's going on, and it's not, you just really have a difficult time thinking of all those other kind of details. I mentioned this in a previous video. I can have plans. Okay, I'm going to go there, and even if I had plans to, okay, this time I'm going to try to use a tree. Somebody suggested using a tree to balance and steady your your cameras, and I get there and all that stuff takes place out the window. Everything I had and thought and planned and planned to do while I got up in there, most of it goes out the window. It's gone when the activity picks up and the Sasquatch come forward, and they're there and they're vocalizing, they're letting me, it's crazy. For those that have never experienced it, it can get very overwhelming and crazy, but wonderful at the same time. It doesn't freak me out. Years back, 20 years ago, it would have been different for me. But today, again, we've experienced Sasquatch, Bigfoot since I was 4 years, over 50 years. We've on and off, right? It gets crazy, it gets busy, and a lot of times what I thought I was going to do, I forget, right? And maybe there's some out there and some of you that don't like that. I can't help you. Right? If you want scripted and clean and edited, highly edited stuff, content, I don't know if this is what you're going to get here. You're getting real-time, raw stuff, right? The real thing, unscripted, filming as I go. And I think that's the best way to do this, because they are coming forward and they are letting us hear them and see them, and I'm sharing it with you. And that's the way it's going to go here all the way through this journey. I won't disrespect them. Somebody said, why don't you walk towards them and see if you can't get a better picture? I'm not in this for the money shot or the clear, amazing Bigfoot capture. I'm not in this for the popularity. I'm not in this for the money. Myself and my family, we discussed this before I made the move to launch the channel, whether or not to do this or not, because of the many things that were going to come forward, and that we were going to come on to, that we were going to experience once we put the channel up. But I knew this going in, right? We knew this going in. We did. It took quite a bit of meetings, family meetings, if you will, before I did this. Yeah. So it's. I won't disrespect them just because somebody wants that clear money shot or that amazing Bigfoot video. It may happen, right? It may happen as we go down the road. They may come closer. We may have some that just walk right out. We don't know. And I'm not pushing them, and I'm not going to force any of that out of respect for them. Going in humble and kind is going to get us a lot further and a lot more from them if we do go in humble and kind and respectful. These people that go in guns, packing rifles and all the gear and the lights and the noise pollution, they may get a wood knock or two or something, but it's going to be rare. It's going to be very limited because the Sasquatch are gonna, they just don't want a part of that, right? I've been doing this long enough to know that they don't like it. They don't like it. If you're arrogant enough to think that you just have the right to go back in there and do whatever it is you want to do, you're wrong. And you'll find out real soon. Either you'll get a negative response, or you just will get nothing, right? You will get nothing. You may have one that's protecting the clan, and they will let you know that they don't like you, right? They don't like you. And it's about respect, and it's about going in there humble and kind and asking them. Even if you do it telepathically, the thoughts, right? They matter with these beings. I really believe they're able to pick up your intent, what you're there for, why you're there, who you are, who you truly, truly are, not what you put up front. It is what it is, right? Okay, so debunking the tree squeaking. It's not tree squeaking. Debunking the bird. I never did see a bird, and I'm there again. I'm right there. I'm in the middle of the trees, and this thing is moving around me. Sometimes it was about 10 feet in the air, and other times it was on the ground, and there's no bird, right? I can see it. That's not what this was, but I think I may have found what it was. We're going back into my glasses because I found some pretty amazing stuff. So again, like I say, I got 2 clips there. They're 2 separate cryptids. I haven't seen these things before. Maybe they're there more often than I think, and I haven't found them in my glasses. And then on to Mikwao, the red Sasquatch. Again, please go back to watch the whole entire, how that unfolds, right? Watch it again, watch how it unfolds. But no, this is not leaves resembling eyes. If you consider her looking down over her cheekbones, that does bring the eyes wider. They seem wider, they seem smaller. And seeing we are dealing with shadow, lighting situation back there. But I know it was a Sasquatch because I seen her go down. That's why if you watch it again, watch it carefully, watch me. Because when I walked in there, I turned the camera, I turned around to put my back to her. I pointed back there because I seen her go down. And then I put my camera on its tripod on the ground and I zoomed in. I zoomed in on her. And you hear me say, because I'm seeing her in my little, I only have a 2-inch by 3-inch little viewfinder on my camcorder. But I can see, I have one in my camera. And my thinking at that point, I don't disturb them, and because they see me looking right at them, and they're picking up on it, they're honing in on it, they sense it, and that's when I back off. And my thinking, and it's always my thinking when I'm back there, I'll know more when I get home, because I'll put it up on my bigger computer screen. This isn't about stressing them out so that I can get that perfect image and that money shot. I won't do it. That was a red Sasquatch, 100%. I have no doubts. An overview, so it was not a squeaky tree. I'm debunking that. I'm tossing that out. It wasn't a bird. I know that. And it was, Mikwao was there. She was there. I heard her. I heard her group back there. I heard the walking. I heard the wood knocks. And everything that took place points to my journey getting there. I believe it was her who gave me the wood knock that I heard from inside my truck, and I stopped within 50, 60 feet up that road because I had asked them, please let me know where I need to do this. Wow. Just when I get to that area. I've got a lot more to share with you about that area that I realized, hindsight, after I was on my way home and I start realizing something. I'll share that with you when we go back up there. It's kind of exciting. It is kind of exciting and very important once I get back up there. But yes, okay, so yes, it was a red Sasquatch. For those that don't believe, can't help you. It was not a tree squeaking in the wind, and it was not a bird. There was no bird there. And to try and tell me that there's a bird there, or to try and tell me that I don't know what I'm hearing while I'm there, it's kind of silly, right? You're not there. I am. Okay, but anyway, so we'll get into this video. And there's 2 video clips here. One, I'm at the gifting site, and if you all remember, I think there's a point where I say I've 3rd battery. There's a little vocal right after I say the 3rd battery. There's a tiny little, it sounds like a childlike voice. Wait till you see what's in my glasses, in my sunglasses. That's the first clip. We'll play it at normal speed, then I will slow it down, we'll zoom in, and then I'll share the still images I was able to get off of that video clip. Clip number 2 takes us outside of the trees. I'm in that cut line. I'm in that cut line at this point. And of course the vocals are continuing, this little sound is continuing, and I stop and I look to my back trail. I look up the back trail. I look back into where I just came from. And I kind of have my head down a little bit. And this, again, wearing my glasses, it's like a whole different realm, right? And you'll see what I found there. And I think the second clip, the second little cryptid, may be the one making the screechy sound. And I think this last little cryptid may be the culprit. Kind of amazing. Again, thank you all for being here. And you know, again, the majority of you are amazing people. And I really do think I have some of the best subscribers out there. We weed out the bad ones, you know, if we need to. And I'm not sure why they're going and viewing all this stuff. Maybe they're trying to persuade themselves. I don't know. Or maybe something will happen where they will finally admit to themselves that these Bigfoot are real. But I mean, what more do you need? Right? I believe most of, you know, these clear, crisp Bigfoot footage, the only one I really truly believe 100% that I truly believe, and this is just my opinion, some of you may not like it and others may agree with me, and that's all I'm fine. Patty is the only one that I think is legitimate. I've seen some of the females here along our farm here, our property, and they look like her. They move like her. My sister has seen them when she was still with me. She's seen them in the north pasture, and they move like her, right? And I know there's a lot of people making them up. I actually knew of a group that was through Facebook that actually announced they had 4 people dressed in these Bigfoot costumes, and they were headed out in different areas of the country, just so you know that. I know of it, and I was showing, and they had 4 people, very good Sasquatch costumes, and they were heading out to different areas of the U.S. and they're shooting video, and they're putting out there. Of course, they don't give you any details, but there's some really good hoaxers out there, just so you know. And when you come onto some of these very clear video of Sasquatch and question it, if there's no details and this thing is just thrown up on the internet, and a lot of people that hoax this stuff do it in that way, and they get the views, they get the attention, and they don't tell you anything, and you're left guessing. With me capturing red Mikwao at White Birch, I share a lot of information with you, and I think that's what should happen. That's what, when people see this stuff, I mean, it would make sense that you'd be so excited that you'd want to tell more of that story, of how you captured it, where you were, what you were doing, what was happening that day, all of these things, and all those questions you would have about something you find on the internet. It's empty. There's no transparency. That should be your red flag, right? That should be your red flag. And then start really looking into it. Like, where did it come from, right? Who actually shot this? Who was the person? But they won't give you that, right? They won't give you that. But just so you know, there are groups out there specifically making efforts to hoax. Just be careful. Be wise. Not gullible. No, don't be sheep. Before we go, to show you this, you see on my TV screen back here, Nakatoki. It's a Cree word, and it means listen carefully, listen intently, because something's important, right? Listen carefully. It's important. All right, everybody take care. I thank you all for being here. My next stop, I'm hoping, is the Seven Creeks. When I first found the Bigfoot in my sunglasses, the reflection in my sunglasses, it was at the Seven Creeks location. And during that time, they had moved a rig, an oil rig, into the area. They were drilling, and there was a lot of traffic and big trucks and all kinds of activity. And that was when I was there. About 2 weeks ago, they moved the rig out. So it's been quiet there now. I need to go see if anything's new, how they are. They may be a little bit different because it's quieting down, right? So we'll see. But anyway, that's my plan. Weather pending. I'll leave it there. Again, thank you all for being here. Thank you all. I can't do this without your support and your belief in these Bigfoot and in what I'm doing, right? I can't do it without you, and I appreciate it. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the trees. Bye for now. Third battery. Okay, we're good with the bowl, right? We're good with the bowl. I got the second sight set up. So we are a mile south